Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. Today I have with me John Edward Smith, who is the Managing Director of the John T. Macdonald Foundation. And thank you so much for coming today.
Well,
I know how busy you are because he also publishes So Me magazine. Right. So for 20 years. And you've been with John T. for 5 years.
5 years. Yeah.
And busy guy and doing a lot of great work in our community.
It's important to stay busy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we start, I have to thank South Florida PBS. South Florida PBS sponsors us week after week, and they have so many great programs coming up because it's Memorial Day.
Right.
Coming up next weekend. We have a long weekend.
This weekend coming up.
Yeah. Anyway, such a... You have to check their schedule and see all the things they're doing because they've got everything from concerts to some great documentaries. The Ghost Army, Elvis and the USS Arizona. Did you know that? Bob Dole, Italy and the World War II. And the final landing on Iwo Jima. It should be really good stuff. So,
that's an organization I support as well. Personally.
I know, me too. Yeah. I love them. I think they're one of the best resources we have in our community.
Yep.
For education, for news, amazing. So the John T. Macdonald Foundation, over how many, since 1992,
right,
has given away $50,650,000 to local nonprofits for programs, initiatives, and they've made 586 grants. I think that is pretty amazing.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's been a great journey in service to the community. It's a legacy that began here in Coral Gables with the founding of Doctors Hospital. I can talk to you a little bit about that, Gloria, but Doctors Hospital was founded after World War II. The groundbreaking was in 1948. I think we have a picture of the groundbreaking.
Oh, do we really?
And we have...
Oh, there's John T. Macdonald.
There he is.
Oh, and look at that.
That was back in May of 1948.
Right.
And Dr. Macdonald, who the foundation is named after, is the tall gentleman in the middle. He was one of the founding doctors of Doctors Hospital.
Right.
That's why there used to be an apostrophe after the S of doctors.
Oh, really?
Because it was owned by the doctors. They put it together.
Right.
And Dr. Macdonald was a surgeon, a gynecologist serving Miami and Coral Gables area. He was a World War I vet. And he was medical director of Pan American Airways for a number of years. He was very involved in tropical diseases. So he set the protocol for Pan American World Airways. He passed early on at age 66.
Wow.
So the group of doctors named the foundation after him, which was establishing the hospital.
Right.
So the hospital served the community and has continued to serve the community. It was purchased by a corporation out of Alabama, Health South, not Health South.
Wasn't it Health South?
Well, yeah, it could have been.
I think it was Health South.
Health South.
Yeah.
And then the proceeds of the sale went to establish the grant making of the foundation, right? So that goes back to 1992.
Right.
And in the years since, the sale was like $13 million, right? So over the course of the years, from that $13 million, we have awarded over $50 million in the community and have a present corpus in the foundation of over $24 million.
Wow.
So we are a very strong organization, and the leadership of our board has to be acknowledged and thanked for that.
Absolutely.
The investment policies that have been set up by the board that we're able to do that.
Obviously good ones.
Excellent.
Yeah, and you do so much work, and you and I talked about our connection outside of with the John T. Macdonald Foundation,
right,
because I'm a member of the Coral Gables Women's Club, and we have a free children's dental clinic. And if it weren't for the John T. Macdonald Foundation, and there are a few other big donors, but John T. has been there for
right,
I don't know how many years. It's decades, and I don't even know how much you've given over that period of time. But there's probably at least $1 million of that went to the dental clinic for needy children.
Correct. We probably funded over $750,000 over the years to the dental clinic. Initially, when the foundation was established, because it was based in Coral Gables, the focus was on Coral Gables entities.
Exactly.
That's why the University of Miami is well endowed by the foundation for a school health program, which I'll talk about. It's one of our signature programs. We established the Dr. John T. Macdonald Department of Genetics at the University of Miami, which is now the number 2 genetics department in the United States. And we established the nanotechnology laboratory at the university. And we're really
proud
pleased,
of that.
proud of that.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
For
proud
sure.
of that.
Yeah. No, but I remember that because I remember when it was first established. I was around then, and how excited everybody was about the ability to have you guys support. And specifically, it was for Coral Gables, and it was healthcare in the Coral Gables community, as I remember.
Exactly.
And you've gone a little beyond that, I think.
The board has established throughout Miami-Dade County.
Right.
So we fund, for example, a free health clinic in Homestead. We're funding another free health clinic up in Opelika area.
Yeah.
So we're very engaged throughout the community.
Yeah.
And our board has taken site visits to a number of these facilities also, which is very stimulating for the board and also for the individual programs to meet one-on-one with our board members. It's been exceptional.
Well, I know that several years ago, before COVID, I remember that Iris Torres, our dental clinic director, had the board come in and see the dental clinic. And one of your board members at that time wrote a check out. It wasn't from the foundation.
Right,
it was a personal check. He was so impressed with the dental clinic.
Right.
The
clinic has done exceptionally well.
Oh, my goodness.
Well serviced in the community, for sure.
Yeah. Well, 500 kids a year and over $250,000 in free dental services.
Right.
And then we have dentists they're nice enough, like Dr. Lastra and different ones that donate services. Like Dr. Lastra will say, okay, I'll take so many orthodontics, and we have people that do root canals and different things that we can't do in our clinic.
Wow.
And they'll either give us a reduced charge or they'll do it for free. And a lot of times it's just
for free.
For free.
Sure.
Yeah. So, anyway, so aside from the dental clinic, which, I love, what are some of the other ones that are like close to your heart that you funded?
Well, we funded one last year and we're continuing. I think we'll be continuing in this year. It's
I'm sorry.
Interesting program in Overtown. It's the CARE Elementary School, and it is just an exceptional program. We fund the school nurse at their program.
Great.
And it is just the kids are so energized. It's just been a wonderful program to visit and to meet with the principal and their board. That's an exceptional program. One of the favorites of a couple of our board members is the canine therapy, where there are dogs that go into the hospitals.
Oh yeah.
So we fund that, and of course there's equestrian programs.
Oh, equitherapy or whatever.
Right. And
I have a girlfriend doing that up in Gainesville. Yeah.
We have one of the programs is in Davie, which is outside of Dade County,
makes sense.
but they fund children from Dade County.
Oh.
We're very restrictive that the funds need to stay in Miami-Dade County.
Yeah. So, well, okay. So you've got those two programs. I know you have others.
Oh, do
you have any? You don't help with capital campaigns?
No.
Why don't we talk about what you like to fund and how people, if a nonprofit wants to apply for a grant,
oh, definitely,
how they go about that? Because now you have the ability through your website. Is that correct?
Correct.
So let's talk about that.
We are right now in our grant funding cycle. In our last year, we funded 24 community-based programs to the tune of $600,000. So our board will be, and our grants committee will be reviewing applications for this year's grant cycle, 2024-25. We will also be awarding $600,000. That's the level that the board has approved.
Right.
And people can go to our website, which is on the screen here, JT Macdonald Foundation, FDN.org.
Yeah.
And the application procedure is outlined there. It's relatively simple. They just enter in and establish their account, do a password, and then they're with us.
They need to be a 501c3,
They
right?
definitely need to be a 501c3. We
that's
don't
key.
fund individuals. We fund
Exactly.
organizations.
Now, I know you have scholarships now. How does your scholarship
The scholarships go through the schools. So we fund nursing at Barry, Miami-Dade, FIU, and nursing scholarships, and medical scholarships at the University of Miami. But those go through the school. Individuals do not apply. So the school makes the determination who is suited for a particular scholarship grant.
Okay, so you've got scholarships and you've got health facilities. Are there any specific programs that are different than the run-of-the-mill things that you get people apply for? What's the most unusual? Can you think of one that's
Well, we fund the Miami Diaper Bank.
Well, see, there you go.
The first year, I understand that 95%
that's huge
of working families can't afford diapers.
I know. Do you know how
So we have
expensive they are?
funded the mobile diaper.
I've been going to baby showers, and one of the things they do is you get an extra prize if you bring diapers with you,
Right.
As an extra. And so I started looking at the price of diapers. I'm going, oh my heavens, how do young couples with children?
They came to us. This year we're also funding Gilder's Club.
What's that?
With the cancer aid or assistance to women, and it's named after Gilda Radner.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So, and it's a national. They have chapters throughout the country.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And then another project that we started this year, funding that came to us, was the Lucy Project. It's a reading program for dyslexic kids.
Yeah.
So that's been a great program to fund and work with.
And do they work out of the library? Or how do they do that? How does that program
They work
work?
out of schools.
Out of schools.
They work out of schools.
So, and it's fun. They hire special ed teachers
Yes.
to do that.
Yes.
My sister is dyslexic. So, yeah, but back in the day, she had to end up going to a boarding school in Pennsylvania because they weren't doing that.
Right.
Schools weren't providing that kind of therapy, and but now so many kids are diagnosed with it because it was just underdiagnosed for years too. People just thought they were slow, and in fact they weren't. Probably just brilliant, but couldn't read.
We fund a number of autism projects also.
Another great one.
So
yeah,
that's heart-wrenching.
Yeah, but it's amazing how with therapy, a lot of them can leave just normal lives. You'd never even know they had an issue. And I have a nephew like that.
Right.
But he got treated early on.
And while the focus has been over the course of the years on basic hands-on medical care and dental, we are now. There are a number of programs that are focusing on mental health as well, because mental health is such a key component to healthy living, obviously.
Exactly. So it all ties in. Everything you do.
It does.
From and with dental care, it can move on to a lot of other things, heart
Definitely.
issues, all kind of stuff.
Definitely.
So
Speak to my dentist. He'll tell you. He told me. You know.
I love it when you have to take an antibiotic before you go to the dentist
Right.
because there might be a heart issue
Right.
involved with it. Yeah. So So tell me, what else? What do you have? You don't do any fundraisers yourself. You just rely on your
Right.
investment portfolio.
That's
right?
one of the unique things about the foundation, and certainly for our board, is there's no requirement for fundraising in the organization.
Yeah.
We have just an exceptional management of our accounts, and we are able to run the organization and fund not only our community-based programs, but we also have one of our signature programs, the School Health Initiative, that has been going on now for 20 years. And we fund them to the tune of $750,000 a year. And that is comprehensive medical and mental health care in 9 schools in Miami-Dade County.
What
up in,
schools?
Up in the north end
Are
of
they
town.
in the ones that are in
They're in the north end of town.
North End Discount? Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. And it's exceptional. Because when we started the signature programs, the board was interested in looking at something that was unique, visionary, and hopefully replicable in other communities going forward. So that's one of the things that we look at. So we have our 3 signature programs I briefly mentioned before, the genetics department, the nanotechnology, and school health.
Right.
Those are all named after Dr. John T. Macdonald,
That's
and they're
great.
all based out of the University of Miami School of Medicine.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Again, to tie into Coral Gables.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why, we talked about the dental clinic, and I've always enjoyed going over there and seeing the clinic. But that was one of our early organizations funded in Coral Gables.
Right.
And we've stayed with them for years.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And now we're hoping to grow it. We'd love to have it open more days of the week. But, every day you open is more expenses, insurance.
Right?
It's like,
Sure.
it's not just having a dentist that says, I'll volunteer my time. Right. It's a little more than that. So, so thank God for you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. And the kids, we just had do you know about the child that we just treated from Cuba who had been misdiagnosed and given an antibiotic he shouldn't have had, and he ended up just losing his teeth. He just completely transformed this beautiful little child into something unrecognizable. And he was brought over by, I think, the Catholic Church, the Archdiocese, or maybe it was the Knights of Columbus. I can't remember now, but we did a lot of work on this kid, and we got one of our, we had somebody that did prosthetics that helped out one of our members. And,
Wow.
And then, and he actually stayed at the Ronald Macdonald House while he was here with his mom, and he's still here, but he had so much work to be done. But this poor kid just was, for years, he's in his early teens, but he was 5 years old when it started happening.
Wow.
And his mother suffered that long in Cuba, not knowing what to do. And so thank God for medical care in the United States, right?
Well, there's always these great stories.
Yeah, really, yeah.
For sure.
So that's one. I think we're going to do we may do a documentary on that one. I think somebody's working on that, aren't they? I've got somebody here from the club here. I'm looking at her saying, Jackie. So we'll have to let you know about that one.
Thank you.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Pleased to hear about that.
Yeah. So tell me, what you're with So Me Magazine for 20 years? Come on.
Well, actually, we started with Michael and Grant
right.
in the first year. We did So Me Magazine, and it was then called In and Around the Shops of South Miami Town Center. But
I remember those.
I
used to pick them up at South the First National Bank of South Miami.
Sure.
Right.
So it's been a labor of love. I've been a resident of South Miami now this June for 50 years.
Wow.
Raised my daughter here. She's now moved back, and
isn't that great?
It's just been great. It's a labor of love for the community and part of my community service to my hometown. And, we've been basically spearheading the whole SOMI branding.
I know.
Which goes
You're doing a good
to,
job.
Goes back 15 years now that we basically emphasized on SOMI.
SOMI, yeah.
So we're pleased about that. And the city has done marvelous work right now. They have a new marketing team that's working from the manager's office, city manager's office. Mm-hmm. So expect great things in South Miami, and I'm really
well, it's a hopping community.
That.
Man, the construction going on here is nuts.
You haven't seen anything yet,
Okay. Across the street from Casa Cuba.
Yes.
Explain to people what that's going to be, because that's an interesting project.
All right. That is the Avalon Bay Communities apartment building. There'll be 290 rental apartments.
Rental, that's important.
That is important. There'll be a fresh market on the ground floor, and also room yet for a restaurant and a dry good retailer. But it's an exceptional project. It's
going to have a lot of parking, I hope.
Yes, they have sufficient parking. It's interior parking, and they are like 6 weeks ahead of schedule already.
Are they really? And how many stories?
It is 11.
11 stories. Okay. And how many of that is parking? 2? 3?
The parking is interior to the building. Uh-oh. So I'm not I couldn't tell you exactly how many floors are going to be parking, but there will also be residents on those floors as well.
Oh, got it. So you can park on the floor that you have.
Well, I won't go up. I don't think it will go up 11 stories, but I mean, the parking for the residents will be separated from the parking for the retail. Oh,
got it. Yeah.
The market.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
It's great.
So we're watching it. We have our Casa Cuba events.
Oh, yes.
We have Vince Lago coming.
That's right.
For next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah. So you coming?
I will. Yeah. I'd like to hear Grant Miller introduce him after writing that story on him.
I'm telling you. He's fearless. Well, apparently so is Vince.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Grant's been taking on the world.
I'm telling you, keep everybody straight, right?
As I said, we started. I started with Grant and Michael 20 years ago, and we did the first year. And the plan was to spin off and see if things would develop from that. And delightfully, it's been a great addition to the community, I think.
It has. Oh, I think so too. But it's amazing what this paper has done, and the communities they've, kind of formed. Even Pinecrest and Palmetto Bay and Cutler Bay, before they were cities.
Right. Oh, definitely.
These guys brought everybody together.
They have.
They've made quite a positive impact on the community. So I'm so blessed and proud to work here. And there couldn't be nicer people to work with.
They're good men.
They are. Yeah, as are you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So you come to our mixers.
I do.
Well, that's how we keep running into each other. And I kept saying, you need to come on my show. You need to come on my show. So I'm glad you finally made it.
Thank you for the invitation.
No.
Right now, as we're in the middle of the grant cycle, requesting grants.
Yeah. Perfect opportunity.
People who want to apply, they need to apply by June 15th.
Right.
So they've got a few weeks yet, another month to put their applications together and get it in.
Yeah. So
we're looking for new programs that touch people that are different. We'd like to really.
But typically health related somehow. There's got to be
health related.
There has to be a tie-in. So if we're looking but I love the diaper thing.
Oh, that was amazing.
That's just something that.
When I saw that come across my desk, I said, "This is it.
This is a good one."
Very good.
Well, listen. it's our time is already up. Do you believe that?
Wow, thank you.
But thank you so much for coming again. Thank you, South Florida PBS, for always being there for us. I love Dolores, CEO, Janesi, Senior VP of Communications and Marketing, and all the staff, Victoria and Annabelle, everybody. Love you. Thank you for supporting us week after week. And until next time, make a positive impact. Do like the John T. Macdonald Foundation does, and support the community as best you can. And it can be time, talent, or treasure. Until next time.